So you spend good money on a radio that's supposed to do the weather alert, and then when you need it, it doesn't go off with a weather alert warning, even though it's very clearly in that weather alert mode. That's where I found myself earlier today as I was testing this. I've been carrying one of these with me since I got them unboxed. This is the Retevis RB48. They are marketed as a good durable work radio, but one of the features that it has is the NOAA weather alert feature, which I've said before is, I think, an extremely important feature to add to a radio. I had some blister pack GMRS FRS radios that we got several years ago. That this was a feature. They went off once once or twice when we've been out and about, and my Yaesu in the car has had that feature as well. I really think it's an important, a life-saving feature. Imagine you're out, a tornado's warning issued, your radio goes off, and you're aware of it. Flash flood warning. All of these things, all of these different weather events can happen without notice. And if you're in the backcountry where you don't have good cell service, getting it over the NOAA weather radio is absolutely essential. It didn't work. I was at the office. I've used other radios to tune the weather, local weather frequency there, and it didn't work. I can tune it here at this location. And sorry, my volume's down. Try that again. Well, I say that, and now I've got the screen locked, so let me unlock it. The lower button, menu button, locks the screen. Now, one thing I did notice, well, I'll tell you that in a minute. Here's the weather. Synopsis. You can hear it here. It's a little staticky, but it's there. So today is Wednesday, and the normal weather alert test was supposed to come out today. And so I had two radios that I was testing for this at the office. I had the Woshun, the KG935H, which I thought I had configured to receive alerts, and I still haven't received one yet. So I made a point today of getting the volume turned up on this and getting the volume turned on this. They were sitting side by side. At about 1, 2 o'clock, I realized they didn't go off. Our test should have happened. Now, I wasn't monitoring the weather, so I don't know for certain. Sometimes the test gets moved, rearranged. I get that. However, I tuned it to the local weather frequency, expecting to hear this. And what I heard was static, absolute static. On this one, not on this one. I have heard and tuned the weather frequency there before. What concerns me about this is, of course, this is an FRS radio. We can't change our antenna. It's either the antenna or the sensitivity of the device itself. The work location is very close to the transmitter for our local area weather service. And so it should be better than what I'm receiving here in theory, because we are right at the, I want to say, the base of the mountain where it's broadcast. And so this was a very disappointing finding today. I do have some good news. One of the good features that I found is the volume is very good. It can crank up pretty loud, which in a noisy work environment can be good. One of the things that I found is the call button produces a pretty loud siren. And that's, it goes more, which is good and bad. If you hit it in the middle of the night, it's not a good thing. Just going to say that. It was pretty alarming. If you'll pardon a really bad pun, but if you need it as a feature, help me, find me. That's a good feature to have be loud. But those are some pluses. It is rugged. It is durable. One of my annoyances so far with it is I go to fit it and I have to be really sure that I have got it because it's very tipsy. It doesn't stand up very easily on its own. So that's a minor negative. But I will say the battery life has been impressive on this. I've not been using it a lot, but I have left it on standby. So it's monitoring this frequency and in theory, the weather frequency to do an alert if there's ever a weather alert, which I'm going to keep doing this until I catch one. Um, but um, whole day and overnight, and we were at, well, right now this has been off the charger for what time is this? Is about 2 in the morning. Um, 12 hours off the charger, and the battery indicator still looks like we've got full battery life. Now, I'm sure we don't have full battery life, but I'm going to leave this on my nightstand overnight as well at the house where we have pretty good reception of the weather radio. And I expect in the morning what I'll see is what I've seen the last couple of days is I will lose maybe 1 bar of battery life. So maybe we're down to 2/3 of the battery. Let's say half to be generous. So a 24-hour period losing half of your battery just on standby is not bad. It's pretty impressive, actually. I'm liking some things about this, but of course, like I said, there are some concerns. I'm going to keep testing it. I'm going to follow up again and give you more detail. If I get it to work, I'm going to find that. What's your experience with things like this? Do you find that they work well, that they don't work? My concern is if I trust it, it needs to go off when it needs to go off, but it makes me not trust it. And so it makes me think I need to look at something else. I have been thinking lately that I may move personally towards a dedicated weather alert radio just to have at the house so that we've got something there that will let us know when bad weather is on the way. Um, Uniden, I believe, makes some really good ones. That I think it's Uniden. I'll have to double check that. I browsed a lot of things the last few days, but I saw a couple really good base station looking radios that could be a good choice to take a look at here in the future. But anyway, I wanted to give you guys that update. Comment below if you have had frustrations with this feature on radios in the past. Comment below if you have a radio to recommend that has this feature. Comment below if you think, it doesn't matter anyway. We've all got cell phones. We'll get an alert on us on our cell phone if it's important. And comment below if you're like me in the mountains and you know coverage is a little iffy on the cell phones and you'd like to have a radio that does the job as well. I think that's a feature that saves lives. I keep harping on this, I know, because I think it's important. In fact, I think it's not a very expensive feature to add to radios, and it doesn't cost a lot of battery life either. Um, I wish more makers would hear that and include it in their products because I really think it could make a big difference. In any case, thank you for stopping by, watching this video, and check back in when I get an update on this one, and I'll let you know more in the future. Thanks.